into hospice. They give him 3 weeks to live. And looks like we are live in the Innervision FM universe. Good morning, good afternoon, good
Yeah,
evening, and top of the time zone. We're
yeah,
gonna
we have just risen from the dead here.
yeah,
Or from the proverbial dead.
I'm starting to get
and,
depressed.
Yeah,
got Hey Joe
yeah,
in the house. He's the resident time traveler. Got Johnny J in the house. He's president and station manager of Innervision FM. Don't forget, we're sponsored by a little promotion we got going on through Krispy Kreme Donuts. That's going through July 2nd.
yeah, something
We
like
going
that.
past July 2nd, or we
Yeah,
going?
we probably would. I mean, it'll probably stop and then we'll just start it up again. I mean, until we get some people getting in there. And then the Regal Theater, we got that going on. I guess, I hear people are going to the movies, but I
Yeah.
don't know, maybe just not in our atmosphere.
Well, we at Innervision FM do try to get folks exposure that have either been in the film industry or or musicians or recording artists. If they got some stuff out there that they want to try to get out there. It's a dog eat dog world. We understand some of the pitfalls that take place, so we want to try to help you navigate it. Hit us up at www.intervisionrecords.org today. And
Oh,
if
yeah.
you want to be part of our newsletter, Innervision 2
Sure.
at msn.com will
Yeah.
get you signed up.
Yeah.
Uh,
And don't forget to go to our donation page, which is just this $ Innervision J. So yeah, it says don't forget that as well. So
get the housekeeping out of the way. Where do you want to start, Johnny? It's been a non-stop. Wow. I don't even
you
know.
know, it's not on our list, but no, I won't do that. Denzel Washington, I guess he was on this red carpet thing, and I didn't know that Spike Lee was 68. I guess he
Holy
was talking
smoke.
to Spike Lee about this movie that I guess he just produced. And I guess this reporter, I'm not sure where these guys' heads are at. I guess maybe they want to do something that's going to go viral or whatever. But he grabs Denzel to pull him over to get an interview with them.
Right.
And whatever happened to hey sir, can I get an interview with you? So I think he was just up to something, just to see if Denzel would punch him in the mouth, on the red carpet or something.
Wow.
You know,
This happened
Then
as
he
of
did it a
Monday.
second time.
to get his second
Yeah.
time.
Man, guys,
Yeah.
guys out there.
He's definitely out there.
Shock
This
radio
happened Monday,
stuff.
May 19th. Looks like the confrontation that happened during the high and low, was it a filming or something?
Well, it was just that they were just on a copy. I guess it was the premiere of this movie, or there was, yeah. So
Cannes Film
Cannes Film
Festival.
Festival.
Yeah.
yes. So I said, oh, okay. I never heard of the movie. I might go check it out. I don't know. Spike Lee is sort of like, he sort of like bit the apple. He did this movie called, I think it was called The Vice Klansman. And then at the end of it, he put in, how they kept lying about when they said that Trump said there's good people on both sides, and
Right.
then they only made it, but they left out the part of when he said, but I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis, the Klansmen, and all that kind of stuff. So Spike Lee at the end of that movie put in the edited version of Trump saying that.
Wow.
Right? Didn't have to do that. Didn't have to put that stuff in there. Now. So it's sort of like I just lost. I like this. The last time I liked one of his movie was "Do the Right Thing," which that was kind of an interesting movie. But uh, I didn't like his Jungle Fever. I didn't like his Malcolm X thing. It's
So
just
it's
went down the
interesting.
hill.
It looks like the photographer was encouraged by Denzel Washington to stop, stop.
Right?
He was being pointed at, stop, stop, stop.
Yeah.
And photographer kept doing his thing. What happened after this was turned to walk away, eliciting another response from the photographer, ended up grabbing his arm.
And there's a book out called Boundaries, which this lady, she's going to be teaching it at our church on Sunday the 1st. And it's talking about how we can have boundaries, how we can say, say, no, I'm not going to do this. And though I feel obligated and all that kind of stuff, no, I'm not going to do this.
Tell us
So,
more about this book.
well, you know, I only went through it once. It was the class that we went to, and we're going to do a remake of the class, but it's just called Boundaries, and yeah, it runs through a lot of common sense kind of things,
Right.
husband and wife kind of things, and
Right.
just relationship sort of things, and probably they should have put a part in there for aggressive camera guys or photographers or whatever they call these guys.
Reporters.
Reporters, yeah. Now, let's talk about politician dodging real questions. Now, I put this in there about Diane DeGette.
She's
So,
one of our favorites.
yeah,
I've known of her personally for about 25 years. And she got originally in there into politics to try to help out with some democratic issues that were old style playbook stuff. And she was even radical even back then. So
Yeah. So what they'll do is they did it to me and probably a lot of people here in Colorado. So they will call you up and say, in just a few minutes, Dan DeGette will be on to have a town hall over the phone.
right,
And if you want to ask a question, all you have to do is do star this, and you'll be put in the queue.
right.
So you're thinking like, oh well,
Heck yeah.
I'm going to be
She's
in
gonna
the
listen to
queue.
us, boy.
And so then you get all these people calling, pretty much kissing her ass,
Yeah.
saying how wonderful she is and
Mhm.
how she's doing this and that, and she talks about her agenda, and you're sitting there in the queue with us. I'm listening to a bunch of BS.
Right.
And this happened to me twice, and then I finally realized that they will tell you that you're in a queue, but they'll do like what ALC did. They'll give you the questions they want you to ask, and they know the people who will follow along, but they couldn't control this crowd because it wasn't over the phone. What she did was ALC just walked away.
Yeah, that I heard about. And this is interesting because there were some
Bullshit.
questions being handed directly to the audience members that were, quote, handpicked for this
Hmm.
particular. So interesting.
Yeah, and they left her uh what is that called? Intern take over the meeting. She's like, so ALC said, I'll get back with you. So here there's crime, there's all this stuff happening in her district. She's going out on this tour with Bernie Sanders,
Right.
lying to all the people who maybe won't fact checked it, maybe don't know anybody in her district to call and say, well, she's talking about all this. How is it good? How's she doing in the district that she's overseeing? Right. And so I guess they're counting on people not to know or not to be able to find out what's really going on and how they really run things in their cities.
You know, it's interesting because there are concerned citizens that are reporting that they are trying to get their grievances heard, and they're not getting any response back from
Mm,
AOC and their office staff and stuff such. You know, it's an interesting thing because this is happening all over the place, everywhere from politics to tech.
mm,
For instance, Chat GPT is sometimes having a hard time doing this and that for the blind community. So a number of the blind community have,
mm.
tried to air their concerns. They'll send an email to support at OpenAI, and they'll get a response back. No big deal. they'll get a response back quickly. But it will be AI generated, and it won't actually result in too much. You might even get a follow-up response saying, "Hey, how did we do? Rate our response." But you'll never see any real changes. So, in my experience, the best way to have change, to make change, is to ask the Lord Jesus Christ, Lord, if it's in your will, this is going to further your kingdom, I believe. If you believe the same way, I mean, according to your will, do these things. It's not us commanding the Lord, it's us asking the Lord for what we want. That's first and foremost. Second, the idea being that once that's done, we need to believe it's done. There needs to be no doubt that it's going to take place. It's like what took place over the last 4 years. Demoralization.
Twilight Zone.
Our minds being messed with, even still now, with this fake news, with this stuff coming out in stories we're going to talk about here in the next few minutes.
Wait. I got a thought here, but I'm going to get this. I was even gaslighted by I have an artist that has a counselor, and we were supposed to meet last week, and now I hear that she's on medical leave.
Yeah, that happens an awful lot, especially when they're trying to do under the table investigations to slander XYZ. They'll stop meeting with you. Pretty soon they'll be on medical leave. They'll transfer it on over. This is not to say this is happening in your case. What I am saying is this does happen many times to many folks, and it does discourage folks from working. That's why there is partially why there's a 70 to 90% unemployment rate, is this foot dragging that has the potential to take place.
Yeah. Now I got to ask, hey Joe, for this one, because I guess Madonna has taken on her mother's hairstyle. And I'm not sure how she wore her hair before and why this should even matter to anybody, whether it's her mother's hairstyle or what. Well, hey Joe, what was her hairstyle before?
That woman is demonic, no matter how you
Oh man. Oh man.
She channeling her mother, her dead mother.
Yeah, channeling her dead mother and all.
She's channeling demons, though she's doing, if anything.
Now, I woke up one morning, my hair was all frizzy, and my wife says that you look like you have two horns sticking out of your head. I'm thinking, or is it something like that? So
I always have bed head. I'm bald.
Oh man. So anyway, so if you looked at Madonna's latest hair, it's she's taken on her mother's hair style. Now, Joe Jonas was talking about a nervous moment he had ever had, and it was when I guess Obama's daughters liked the Jonas Brothers, so he said, "Hey, Daddy, can you get the brothers here for a celebration?" And I don't know if it was during Easter because it was some kind of scavenger hunt at the White House or something to that effect.
I remember hearing something about this story back in 2014 when it took place, or I think it was 2014. It was right at the height of when the Jonas Brothers were super popular. So, yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah. So I guess now McCarthy, I could say, oh, Sir McCarthy, I could see that.
Yeah.
But Obama, not a big fan, not a big fan. But apparently these guys were, but I guess it's part of respecting the office. So
Jonas recalls he got a call to go ahead and perform at the White House. Hey, President Obama wants you to go ahead and perform. And basically, so they flew in overnight, last minute. They got this scavenger hunt going, and they were pretty nervous, I guess. Around the same time, they got to meet Paul McCartney.
Yes. And I got to tell you the story about being flown in. I
Okay.
just wrote no, I just read Morris Day's book, and it's kind of irritating because he's sort of like talking as if Prince is having a conversation with them about what parts to leave in the book and what parts not. I just said, tell the story. But anyway, so it was one part in the book where they were going to do this big concert in the hometown that they were born in at this big mall downtown. So he didn't talk directly to Prince, but to Prince people, and they said, "Well, we want you to fly in, and we want you to stay at this hotel, and you're responsible for flying your guys in and all that good stuff, but we're responsible for paying you at the gig." Nothing in the writing, it was just this guy. So they get there, they go to the hotel, and it is a garbage place, right? And Morris says that we're not going to stay here. We're going to go downtown and we're going to rent a hotel downtown.
Right.
So they go ahead and do that, and then come to find out that for whatever reason, Prince had changed his mind and said, "You guys are not performing." So that's it. And he said, wait a minute, I spent all this money, $5,000, bring my guys down here, and you tell us we're not going to play and we're not going to get paid? He said, well, you're not performing, you're not going to get paid. So, so I don't know how much Prince knew about this happening, because at one point when he was married, he didn't know that the musicians weren't getting paid enough to survive on the road with them. And the wife came to him and said, "We need to up our pay." And he says, "I didn't know nothing about that. My accountants take care of that." And so then he upped their pay. But this thing with Jonas, so I want to know, did Obama pay for them to fly there, or did they have to get there and then maybe they got paid once
I
they
think
got
that
there?
kind of got glossed over in the story notes you sent me. You
Yes.
sure didn't mention anything about
Who
who paid
paid?
for it. Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Leave down there
So
in the comments. What do you guys think about this? Who do you think paid for it? Did the taxpayers pay for it? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Next up, we have Joe Biden in the news once more.
yes.
Sadly, he's been diagnosed with a form of prostate cancer that
Or
oddly,
maybe you put the rearrange that. Sadly, they're just now letting us know
yes,
that
yes,
he had prostate cancer, because he could have had it in 2001,
he could have had it
2020.
for 15 years. He could have had it, who knows? Who knows? He could have had it for a long time. Bottom line is, there are folks that are, doctors, medical professionals, those that basically we trust the science is what I'm getting to. We all of a sudden we just had a magical conversion over here. We trust the science all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So
And reporters who remember when Trump got his ear shot off, well, we shouldn't talk like this. That wasn't happening then, but
Right.
now we have to have this compassion.
Yeah.
For we can't talk about that recording that came out of him not remembering this or that. We have to respect their medical. Oh, I said,
Yeah, maybe
give me a
not.
break. Give
Let me think. Nope.
me
Not
a
gonna-
give me
Nope.
no give me an oversized enema. That's how much I think about
The
about
guy
it.
needs to be wearing a diaper on the outside of his pants. That would show everybody.
Yeah. And don't tell me Jill didn't know this was happening, because some of the symptoms are saying like distress in urinating, like the pamper thing. Now you can't tell me that she didn't know this stuff.
Well, see, that's why.
Kind of depends.
Yeah.
It kinda
Yeah, maybe he sleeps in the Kennedy room and she sleeps in Abraham room or something like that. Who knows? It's like,
Well, it
but
does
I don't.
explain a lot of things. It does explain, you remember at the very beginning, my butt's been wiped. Remember that very famous clip? You can find it on YouTube even still. My butt's been wiped. My butt's been wiped.
Yeah, having
There was
flashbacks.
there was there was the where he was visiting royalty and in the English castle he was ripping off some real bangers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that you could put together. The bottom line is, yeah, okay, I feel sorry for him as a human because yeah, man, I know what that's like, specifically, having to having to get older and that kind of stuff. So
Oh, and what was that? That black guy's the Colonel August when he disappeared and didn't tell anybody, and nobody said anything about it. Well, maybe he could
Oh, when he went to
understand.
have surgery or whatever.
Yeah. So maybe say, "Oh, I can understand. That's why we're not gonna make a big fuss over this because right now I have prostate in my bones and nobody's saying nothing about that. So maybe we just let that slide too."
there are some that are out there, especially some of these up and coming podcasters, folks like Benny Johnson, who can be looked at as a hack, but
Mm.
even a
He is a
broken
hack.
clock, even a broken clock is right twice a day. And
Yeah.
he did bring up a very valid point. He said, "Hey, look, this stuff is coming out right on the heels of the Robert Hurt tapes. I think for
Mm.
sure."
See, what I see about Benny Johnson, he he takes other people's news.
Well, yeah, I mean, we all do it to an extent as content creators. What sets
No,
us
he
apart?
blatantly takes other people's news and claims he did the research on it. He does
Yeah,
that.
Ah.
yeah. What sets us apart from him is the fact that we see this through the lens of just a couple of blind folks and somebody like yourself that can see, uh, to kind of balance stuff out. Uh, as opposed to some of these other folks that have an agenda, whatever that agenda is.
Mm.
Our agenda is to get 70 to 90% of the blind and low vision community employed. And, you know, also to try to help musicians that are physically disabled, financially challenged, both get their stuff out there, whether it's content creation, whether it's music, whether it's film stuff. Yeah, we want to help. So hit us up.
Yeah. And
Yeah, I don't have a problem with people repeating news,
Yeah.
but when
when you
you say
take
that you did the research
Oh yeah,
and
when
you
you did
did
the
this and you
when
did
you
that,
didn't do the
I
research,
mean that's just
that,
garbage,
yeah, yeah.
absolute garbage,
I mean, that's definitely,
plagiarism at its finest.
yeah.
yeah, pretty
Because
much.
what I do is I go look through these stories and I say, oh, this sounds interesting. Ah, that doesn't sound interesting. There was a few stories about that Congress lady. She got arrested. I looked at that and said, is that interesting to me right now? I mean, it's good that they arrested her, but let's see how far they're gonna. Or no, the grand jury said that she should be prosecuted, so she hasn't got arrested yet. So to me,
What
that's
about
like,
the stuff with James Comey? That's something that's interesting because
yeah, yeah.
anybody can post anything and, theoretically be in danger of being looked at.
Hmm.
So with the First Amendment comes responsibility for the way that we speak. We should be free in our speech, and there should be absolute freedom in that. But we should absolutely also, keep in mind that if we post something, and
Yeah, it's-
You're gonna get
there's
called
going to
out.
be consequences.
yeah. So I mean, but I go through a bunch of stories before I pick out this one, that one,
Right, right,
and then I give you guys the long versions because
right.
I'm not gonna have you guys like go find it and click it. I'm gonna give you the long version, and then I'm gonna put it in the subject thing, the shorter version, and And if people want to find the longer versions, the clips are out there. And sometimes I
Yeah.
might put the link there,
Yeah.
you know. So
Hey, if you dig this format, let us know. If you don't dig this format, let us know. Bottom line is we need your help.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, we could use your donations. Yeah. Go buy some Krispy Kreme donuts. Go see a movie. But you know how you can help best? Like, share, subscribe to us, comment down below, wherever you're
Yeah.
watching us.
Yeah.
If you like this kind of stuff, you like our format, like I say, and if there's ways that we can improve or things you want to see, let us
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Because we got a question, and I can't, for the life of me, I don't know if he sent like a private DM or whatever. But when I went
You
back
find it
I went back to find it, it wasn't there, but it was in my
in your
my
email.
Google. Yeah, because I have a different email that I attached to the YouTube channel. So it's like so anyway,
Hey,
it is
folks,
what
we
it is.
got a lot of cool stuff coming up too. We got it's not just, hey, give us your donations. We got some projects, some fruit
Mm.
of the labors you've invested in. So do stay tuned. We got some cool stuff.
Oh yeah. So anyway, so that's it for today. If you have any ideas of upcoming shows, join our group Innervision FM. It's a public group now, but it may become private here pretty soon. And then also you can email us directly innervision2@msn.com.
That's right.
So yeah, many ways of getting a hold of us here.
Hey, one final thing before we go. Never been a better time to get saved than today. Lots of bad things on the horizon, at least according to all the doom and gloom folks. You know, we've got a volcanic vent that's going to blow up here in a month or two, maybe in California, that we're not supposed to worry about. We got magnetic pole shifts. We got AI getting ready to take over. We got
Yes.
take your pick into story for humanity. So there is a good ending. And that ending is
Yes.
when you put your love, your trust, and your faith in Christ.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And, and remember, he went ahead to prepare a home for us
Yeah.
in the kingdom. So we have a lot of things to look forward to.
Good
All
stuff.
right. All right.